zero, I think, for Spire, which is a lovely role-playing game. And we'll be playing the campaign frame, which is what they call their scenarios, called Kings of Silver, in which you, the party, we should start with what Spire actually is about. So, Spire itself is a gigantic ancient structure that towers maybe 2 kilometers tall, and it is the capital of Drow, which is who you are. And about 200 years ago, it was conquered by the hated Elfia, the High Elves, the Fey oppressors. And so all of
Always
you...
Fey oppressors.
Of course. And so all of you are members of the ministry, which worships our hidden mistress, the dark side of the moon.
Oh, really? We're politicians?
Oh, no.
No, you are religious terrorists, essentially.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yes, we are Australian politicians.
Yes, you are plotting revolution against the Elfia, or trying to safeguard your people from them and from anyone else who would seek to exploit them. And so, in this particular campaign, the ministry has decided that it is time to get its claws into the Silver Quarter.
Yes.
Which is a district of commerce and excess and gambling. To which end, it has purchased through various decent steps a whole rundown casino.
Right.
And you are being put in charge of it. So
cool.
are handed the keys to the Manticore, which is a very rundown place. When you would show up there, you would even see that there's a poster plastered on the entrance, proclaiming that there will be a grand reopening in date crossed out 3 times, and the next one is 2 days from now.
Wait, 2 days from now.
The casino itself still maintains its staff from before.
Oh, okay.
For the most part. And really, you're not expected to do much with it other than,
fire all the staff and find decent people and then completely revamp the casino in 2 days. Right, okay. Well, this is the beginning of our task.
So, most of the casino
shall we name it the Star?
A suitable cover to operate within the Silver Quarter.
All right.
And so with that in mind, let us make our characters.
So I should probably introduce my character. I am Monsieur Riquete. Totally not Mr. Rick. Whatever gives you that idea. This is not Cafe Americano. So Rick is an information broker in Azurite, though something of a heretic. As pit boss of the casino, he wears the many multicolored scarves under his blue and gold, for the blessings of the gods may not only be bought and sold, but won for those willing to risk it all. And of course, for those willing to risk it all, anything may be risked and wagered for. A peg leg is the wager he made with Stoltz, though he does not remember what he won that fateful evening. The cashier's office is sacred to Azure, but the casino floor is Stoltz's domain.
Right. So Brian stands out in that he seems to have actually looked at the book a bit. Couple points worth mentioning is that Azure is the god of commerce, god of buying and selling pretty much anything. Whereas Stoltz is the goddess of luck. She's a human deity.
So I am actually pantheistic, not just monotheism with different dresses.
Cool.
That's
grumble,
really
grumble,
cool.
grumble, grumble, D&D, grumble, grumble, grumble.
Indeed. And so I believe that you mentioned previously that you wanted to be a Vermisian sage.
Yes.
Do you still want to do that?
Yes.
Excellent.
I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Cool. So, do you have the PDF open somewhere?
No, but I can fix that.
It would probably be helpful.
So in terms of my skills, obviously I'm a talker. So I have compel, deceive, and investigate as my skills, and I have commerce and high society as my domains.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a bodyguard named Sma.
And once we actually get through the character creation, I'll explain how rules work. It's very simple.
See you tomorrow. See ya. Sorry, my in-laws are leaving. Apologies.
That's fine.
No, that is not actually what I want at all. No, that's the Roll 20 page. I don't have the PDF. I've just got the Oh, where's the PDF? I thought it was there. Wait, it turns out
I shared it in your Discord channel.
Yeah, so did I. But I've got the Rowan and Rook card thing, and I've got Brian's thing, and I've got the Roll20 link.
Was it in
That's it.
Private?
Yeah, it was in the other Discord channel.
It was in the other Discord channel. Sorry. You know, this is what we like to call too many Discord channels.
Yes. So while Kat's opening the book, where in the quarter is the Manticore?
That is... Well, so you have the Silver Quarter part of the map zoomed in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, it is a really, really wonderful map.
It is.
And I happily have it on my wall as well. As for the Manticore itself, that is the first thing you'll have to decide. You'll have to put it on the map somewhere.
We, in fact, aren't even worth putting on the map. I see, we are Premier Casino.
Wow. We're doing really well.
Yeah.
Does somebody mind just pinging that chat? Because I can't actually find it immediately.
Sure, give me a second.
Thank you. Apologies.
Okay, and we just want this thing.
So, to fill some air, mechanics. The way I understand the mechanics is when we're asked to roll something, we roll between 1 and 4d10. We always roll 1d10 because, period. We get an extra 1d10 if it relates to one of our skills. We get an extra 1d10 if it is occurring within one of the domains that we have expertise in. And we get a final d10 if mastery. Basically, if it's some narrow speciality of ours.
Oh, right.
Speciality or a spell that's buffing you or whatever else.
Yeah. So, if on the d10 we roll a 1, it's a critical failure. So basically, don't be me.
Kat, I've dropped the link.
Yep, I am now there. Cool. Perfect.
Go to page 25.
A 3, I think, is a failure with severe cost, Mikhail?
Sorry, which page?
25. So 1 is a crit fail, 2 to 5 is just fail, 6 to 6 and 7 is a success at a cost, whereas 8, 9, and 10 are a success.
And is 10 a critical success, or is it?
Only when you're trying to kill someone. When you're actually doing damage, it means you'll do 1 extra damage.
And we'll never try to kill anyone.
Perish the thought.
Although the book is very, very clear about how the fact that killing isn't the answer.
Oh yes, I will read a whole thing to you.
Fantastic.
To set the mood once we actually get to the point of starting the game.
All right. So I have got some sweet weapons here.
Hmm?
No, that's page 20. Why didn't it take me to page 25? Oh, because it's not really page 20.
Yeah, PDF offsets are fine.
All right, now I'm on page 25. Characters.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. How to create a character. Look at this. Very
So you will
useful.
want to start by picking endurance, which is what most drow have to do when they come of age, where they go and serve their elfie masters for a while.
Oh, okay.
If you're lucky, it's only a couple of years.
Oh my god.
By law,
we hated
it's
these
4.
dudes.
Yes.
Yes. So I've been an information broker.
Nice.
Because, of course, I want information.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if you're going to do information brokering, how about I just become like really good at finance? And then we can actually make some money out of this casino.
I believe that is my god's domain, yes. It would be wonderful if we both supported this endeavor.
So does it mean you want to have been a dealer?
That's a really good question. So, well, where are you actually going to be spending most of your time at the casino? Actually,
Pit floor and cashier's office.
pit floor and cashier's office. Well, how about you put me behind the bar and I try and get information too?
Ooh. I like that.
Let's do it that way. And I can like run some contraband and also find information.
Okay, so what durance prepared you for running the bar?
Let's have a look. Many kinds of durance. I reckon
Also, to
human emissary, I reckon, would probably be the closest out of that list. Probably because then I would actually get, especially considering it's got technology and commerce. I reckon if you have commerce, you can stretch it to the point where you can say you know how to pour drinks. Because let's be honest, it's Australia.
so commerce is a domain.
And so is technology.
So is technology.
So that means that you're No. Like that means that you're au fait when talking to technologists and when talking within the realms of commerce.
Yeah.
And so that seems very reasonable.
Cool. So
I can pour drinks as a sidekicker.
Your character sheet in the Roll20 open to put it down?
I do. All right. Class: Vermilion Sage, Durance, Human Emissary.
Excellent. Which means you get the technology and commerce domains, so tick those.
Technology, commerce, sweet.
Okay. Then you want to open the Vermilion Sage description, which is on page 65, or whatever it translates to.
Here we go. Yep.
Right. So you get all the things in the core traits and equipment and core abilities.
Can you read the blurb?
The Vermilion is a grand failure, an attempt at mass transport networks in Spire by overfunded human retro-engineers. I think I picked a really good domain, actually, that buckled the walls between the worlds and fell into ruins. Now, the maze-like tunnels and dead-end corridors, a sect of drow historians is attempting to use a non-Eludican space to store information and relics of their home nations. You are one such drow. Sage of the Vermilion Vault. So yes, total contraband, total understand human stuff, total pour drinks, and
you pour drinks from a Klein bottle?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get some free stress slots. You don't really need to worry about that. I'll write it down.
So how do I put in my resistances and my refreshes?
Also, for resistances, there are checkboxes further below. So you get 3 mind free slots, resistances, whatever it's called, and 1 shadow.
1 shadow and so 3 mind. Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yep, I see. 3 mind, 1 shadow.
Oh, I haven't
Refresh.
entered my resistances.
That's fine. I am keeping track of it in
Right.
my own thing.
Goody gumdrops.
So refresh is how you recover from stress. So whenever you do this
Cool.
thing, which in your case is uncover hidden information, you will recover some amount of stress depending on how valuable that information was. And then you gain investigate and compile as a skill, and academia, occult, and again technology as a domain. Now, when you get the same skill or domain a second time, you instead get a knack in it, which is a narrow field within that skill or domain,
Awesome.
where you would get mastery, which is a extra die.
Yes.
So, what is your knack?
And
Technology.
So inside technology.
Inside technology. MacGyvering. Can I do that?
All right, so I'll read out a few sample knacks that are in the book. It's very open-ended, but for instance, in Deceive, the knacks create forged documents, or use a disguise, or impersonate an individual, or drop a casual lie into a conversation. So I think MacGyvering.
Drop a casual lie into
Well,
conversation.
but that's
oh
not
no,
technology.
but that's not technology.
So MacGyvering
Damn.
seems a bit wide.
Yeah, MacGyvering as a whole is a bit wide, but
all right. So where is this list of?
that's basically the.
It doesn't provide a list for
A few
technology.
Oh, okay.
No.
So what if we relate it to why you were attracted to the bar and maybe using chemical? Can we say using chemicals?
Human chemistry. Let's just say human chemistry.
Okay, that's narrow enough, and that can come in handy at some point.
Because alcohol is chemistry.
It totally is.
We have
also
not,
flammable.
We
We're
have,
going to take down the Spire.
There are no bottles in our casino that say no chemicals.
That's exactly right.
We are not an assault to reason here.
Magician is totally on board with this, I can tell.
Why wouldn't they be? Okay, then you get a bond with an academic, researcher, or guardian of the vault. Name them and their speciality. Bonds are essentially your NPC allies that you can call on to help you out.
Can they have like a technology MacGyvering skill? So they're just like technology, like mechanics or something?
Do you just want to write down MacGyver there?
Yes, I can call him MacGyver.
Okay, so you have a human bond, like a bond with a human.
Oh God, how do you spell
veteran human.
MacGyver? This is a bit embarrassing.
MacGyver, I think.
That's what I thought, but I think that it doesn't look right. It's probably right. It just doesn't.
No, that doesn't look right.
It doesn't have the U. It's Gyver.
Yeah, of course it is.
G.
Yeah.
Because he's also MacGyvering his name, just quietly.
Yeah. So my bond is with Deceive. He is a restaurateur, industrial food and general restaurant supplier. They are most interested in meals prepared with the rarest of ingredients, seasoned liberally with gossip and wine. He seems like someone I would know. Yes.
I'm definitely going to get along with him. That sounds amazing.
I also have a bond with you.
Yes, so you have bonds with each other because...
Does that mean that you know a secret about me and you're not going to tell me?
No.
I don't know?
Specifically, I've helped you out of debt.
Oh.
And
so much for my commerce domain. I'm obviously pretty terrible at that.
Well, no. So let's see here. I have to say who and why you got into debt in the first place.
Oh, all right.
So I'm getting a theme. I'm getting human technology. I'm getting chemicals. I'm getting MacGyver.
Yep.
I'm getting this starry-eyed idealist with more money than sense in the first place. And so you're Vermilion Sage. With human technology, we can get the trains running on time, said someone to you, and you believed them.
I mean, that's how Vermilion started.
Yes, but with human technology this time, we know what we did wrong the last 32 times.
Mm-hmm.
So this was an unfortunate investment into human tech and trains.
Right. Yeah, that does sound like something I'd do. Let's be really honest. All right. All right, let's roll.
On the other hand, turnabout is fair play, so you should also have a bond with me.
Right. So, Kat's character, whose name we still don't know, unless it's Katishka, has a bond with another PC and knows the secret about them. It will be Brian, or Monsieur Rick, I should say. And
it has to be? Because
so, Kat, you get to say what the secret is and whether Monsieur Rick knows that you know.
Do I know that you know that I know that you know that I know? You know?
Can I think on the secret? Or is it going to be, like, immediately apparent?
So this is a gaming conceit of why we're a team.
Oh, okay. Right. All right.
So these are the bonds between us.
You help me out of debt. And maybe, as a return, I actually helped find out a piece of hidden information that was crucial to one of your plans.
But what is the secret then?
Yes, what secret? Oh,
well, the secret is that I know one of your plans, and one of your plans obviously had some fairly significant consequences, and I managed to find a piece of the puzzle for you.
No, be specific. Which plan had consequences? Was it a bad gambling debt?
No. Maybe it was misplaced trust in a politician. And I gave you a piece of information that allowed you to blackmail them to keep them quiet. And so I know that you've actually got a politician in your pocket. How about that?
Okay.
So
you are blackmailing
the local council, basically.
I am blackmailing a local Aesir, yes.
Cannot go wrong.
With information provided to me by someone else that I have no control over.
That's right.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
I thought you'd like that. This is my how do I make Brian have a good game strategy.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
So if I were to offer you a couple of names, I guess, Kat, again, because it's still your choice of this is, you'll just tell me which one he's blackmailing, yes?
Yeah, sure.
Multiple steps, so you're probably not actually interacting with that person and they don't know you exist. But, like, you know, you're indicated to their underling and they just have a slash fund set aside for this kind of eventuality. So, Archdeacon Many the Seedlings, Councilman Drin, Lord Erin Jubilant the Devoted, Madame Faye Aranyen, Lady Grendelmin Stars Softly Shine.
That one. That sounds amazing. That sounds exactly like the sort of person. Like,
I should probably take notes on this.
You are blackmailing Lady Grendelmin Star Softly Shine. And you will notice that that is a pattern that Elfian names have. They have a first
Lady
name and
Gwendolyn?
Grendelmin.
Grendelmin? Thank you. Yes, of course. From
And it's Elfia
information
have this pattern of
by...
3 or more words making up the last name like an honorific or almost like haiku.
Okay. So, of course, I'm blackmailing Grendelmin from your information because...
absolutely.
Yes, of course. This makes me so comfortable. Yes, obviously. Great. Awesome. All right, I've added it to my notes. I'm so glad I saved you from that debt. So glad. Because I'm not going to hold that over your head at all, ever.
Oh, no, I paid you back.
Oh, of course you paid me back.
That has landed you in this amazing situation that you love. I see no problems here.
What could possibly go right? Yeah.
Okay, so I reckon that you... What are you blackmailing her with?
Well, what secret, Kat?
Oh, what's the secret? It has to be something so devastating that they would, think that it's like...
May I
really,
suggest
really
something
hard.
not so devastating? Like, something that's irritating? Because irritating secrets that we blackmail don't cause disproportionate rocks falling on our heads.
No. I
Of
reckon
course
that
not.
it should be something that is totally devastating, but only to that person. So something that we would think is insignificant, but actually to them, it's a pretty big fucking deal.
Oh. Okay. So
like, for instance, we know that they actually lost an heirloom spoon that was passed down to them that was like from the last 15 generations, and that this teaspoon is actually, we don't know this, but they know that that spoon is actually like the way that heritage and money is actually passed down through each generations, and without proof of that possession, they will actually, like, their family line will cease to exist.
May I suggest a tiny adjustment?
instead of spoon mask,
It's a mask.
Yeah.
It's a mask? Okay.
Yes, because Elfia are incredibly invested in their masks. In fact, you will never see an Elfia without a mask.
Then done.
So, to summarize, they lost a sacred mask to their family which governs their inheritance.
Yes.
Cool. And you're the only one who knows. Or,
Yes.
sorry,
We're the only ones who knows. We may also have some information about where it could be.
We may have proactively helped to lose the mask.
I'm just saying, like, a good blackmail is, it's a hands-on affair.
Okay, we haven't even gotten to the here are a bunch of hooks for you to do things with, and you're already in trouble. Good job.
I'm just saying, if we need hooks, then that can be it, really.
Just keep digging, Kat.
Look, this is not going to be fun unless we make it fun, okay? So...
Oh, certainly. Oh, certainly.
You brought me to a role-playing game, Brian. You know what I'm like.
I've gone to therapy, yes.
Okay, so
I've
the next
chosen
question...
the character name, by the way.
Oh?
Yes.
Nice. Fiona Glenane. Glenan?
Yes. And that has a particular significance that I will allow you to discover yourself.
Okay.
But it fits the character.
Excellent. Well, so the next question is, would you rather have a folding crossbow or a dagger and padded vest?
Ooh.
For those, because, you are technically a wizard. And that is what wizards get.
Ooh. I'm going to go crossbow because I'm into technology.
Okay. So you should have the list of tags that it has. I'll just call them out. It deals G6 damage, it's ranged, concealed, and one shot.
Do I put it here somewhere? Oh, equipment.
Yeah.
Crossbow.
So basically that means that, yeah, you get to shoot it once in the fight, because the reloading it takes way too long.
Yeah. But I'm into human technology, so that's totally fine with me.
And yeah, I have no doubt that at the nearest opportunity you will upgrade to some horrible explodey human gun.
Maybe.
So next, you as a Vermisian Sage get core abilities, and they are lovely.
Okay.
So you get Backdoor, which is you throw open a door and launch through it into a twisted metallic nightmare, home. Which is once per session, basically wherever you are, you can just walk into the vault.
That's going to be very useful, I feel.
Dragging any non-Sage characters with you will likely inflict mind stress on them, because it is a terrible place.
How do you de-stress, Brian?
Sit very quietly in a dark room and hope you go away.
All right, I'll throw you through the door and then allow you some space to calm down. How about that?
No. So the best way for me to de-stress is with my refresh. So I'm looking to carry out a deal that benefits myself more than it does the other party.
That's cool. I can help do that after I throw you through my door. It's fine.
So there's three ways of getting rid of stress. One is fulfilling the conditions of class for refresh. The second one is doing something that will naturally help with that. Like, going to see a doctor will probably heal you of some of your blood stress. Coming into a bunch of money will heal your silver stress,
Okay.
etc. And yes, sitting alone in a dark room for a while will heal some of your mind stress. Okay. Oh, yes. The third option is the not so great one of you just lie low for a week or so and you clear all the stress you got. But that means that, things keep happening and you are not there to interfere. That is essentially a campaign loss. It's plot will go on with or without you. But if the alternative is you're going to explode, well, maybe don't. And yes, the game is quite brutal when it comes to stress and horrible consequences.
Cool. I promise not to stress you out too much.
Potentially one disastrous roll from severe consequences.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So that is Backdoor. You, from anywhere, you open the door to the vault once per session. The other one is just the vault, which is you have access to the vast information resource. While inside the vault, you can investigate any subject, as if you had some amount of access to it.
Sorry, say that again. I just want to write myself a description.
Well, I mean, it's all in PDF, but
where?
While inside the vault, you can investigate anything.
What?
It's a few pages.
Oh, the vault. There it is. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. And finally, you are an obsessive researcher. You spend every quiet moment filling your brain with knowledge. And at the start of each session, you gain a knack of your choosing in any skill or domain.
What?
Yeah, you just go, and I've been reading about this fascinating thing.
And you just accumulate knacks.
No. At the end of session, it goes away, and you can't have the same knack for 2 sessions in a row. Because you get bored.
That sounds neat.
So those are the core abilities that you just get by definition, but you also get 2 low advances. And you will certainly want to look through the list and pick the ones you like. Would you like me to list them?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Well, I'm just filling in all of this.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so how many advances do I get?
You get 2 low advances. There are 4 future low, medium, and high advances. And you mostly earn them by achieving things or changing the city. And high advances are incredibly powerful and incredibly rare. You can maybe get one by the end of the campaign.
Ooh.
But
Mental
they
directory.
are
I can smell knowledge. Sorry. Go on.
Yep. So, yes. Option 1, find connection. You use the unique capabilities of the Remisian Vault to unlock secrets about a target. Which is once per session, you declare that 2 NPCs are somehow connected, and just ask me how. Option 2 is Dead Drop. You have a network of concealed caches filled with useful equipment. You get 1 silver stress box, and once per session, you find a stash of hidden equipment that you, another scholar or version of you from anomalous history, has left in a place to prepare for this eventuality, which gets you whatever mundane thing you need. The next one is mental directory, which I think you were excited about. You can smell knowledge.
Amazing.
And you basically get to ask me anything, and while I won't give you the direct answer, I'll tell you where to find it. Then is the locked stacks. You have access to the locked stacks, a dead and dusty place where knowledge is interred to an eternal rest. And when you visit it, it's somewhere in the vault, you can attempt to suppress a single fact or rumor. And when you succeed, if you succeed, the information will fade out of public knowledge, unless someone makes a dedicated effort to make it known.
Okay, I'm definitely taking that.
It does sound useful, doesn't it? Yeah. Then Thorned Tongue. Untruths in your presence burn like cinder. It's a spell, so you have to roll and you will take stress to fail. But while it lasts, anyone who lies within your presence takes stress. A searing pain shoots through their body and stabs behind their eyes. And once it is known that you are capable of doing that, very few people will actually lie while you're there, whether or not you have cast the spell. Because no one likes searing pain shooting through the body and stabbing them in their eyes. And finally, that didn't happen. Reality is malleable in the right hands, yours. Once per session, you just decide to reroll all the dice in your pool. And you can do it a second time, but that will cost a significant amount of stress.
I reckon that Thorn Tongue and the Lock Stacks is a pretty good duo, honestly. And also, it might actually sort of give me a bit of mitigation against Brian.
I'm hurt by that insinuation. Just wounded to the quick.
Well, you will be soon, because you're going to burn if you start lying to me.
Cat, you know me. Do I ever lie?
No, but this spell might think you do.
Okay. Well, that
See you later.
is
Good
easy.
night. This is going to be amazing.
And that means you get 1 more mind free slot, 1 more mind resistance, whatever. Cool. And I do believe that is basically it.
Yes.
Character creation.
That's amazing.
So, before we go any further, I wanted to essentially read out a whole page out of the rulebook from the very beginning, because it very much sets. So, rulebook, yes, nice book. Things to know. Before you start play, here are some things to know about your characters, the city, and the people around you. First, subvert, don't destroy.
What?
Wrest weapons from the hands of your enemies and turn them against. Recruit cells from other organizations, even ones that work against you, and use them as tools. If you kill someone in authority, someone will replace them, and they'll probably be worse. Turn them instead through blackmail or threats of bribery and use them. You can't rule over ashes. You want the city to be standing when you're done. Still, when it comes to it, don't be afraid to resort to bloodshed, especially when your cover is on the line. Second, this is not a kind world. There are soft and gentle parts of it. There are easy lives, but you don't have one. You were born into an underclass within an underclass. You have struggled for everything you have, and even then, someone probably tried to take it away from you. You have been handed such a bad lot in life, in fact, that you have joined a radicalized cell who worship a forbidden goddess and murder people in order to get revenge. 3. You are brave. People don't know what they want, or more so, what they need. The drow need freedom, and you're the one to give it to them, even if that means hiding your actions. You're most likely lying to your loved ones, sneaking out while they sleep, and stockpiling illegal weapons under your bed. You're living one wrong step away from death every second of your life.
Wow.
4. You can actually see my fingers. You're going to hurt people.
What?
That's unavoidable. It's
Oh.
a crime for you to spill blood, but it's justice when they do it. The city guard are drow just like you, desperate and hungry and tired, but they're duty-bound to stop you. Who are you going to hurt to get what you want? Who won't you hurt? What will
Oh
you
my
do to
God.
preserve the secrecy of the ministry and your missions? 5. This is going to kill you.
Oh my God.
One way or another, you're going to die doing this. Maybe you'll make your peace with it, and maybe you're lying to yourself and saying that you're smarter than everyone else. But if you stay active in the ministry, you're going to wind up dead or mad or destitute or all 3. The best hope you've got is offloading the danger onto someone else, earning their promotion to magister or retiring. But no one really retires. So you burn bright as best you can and try to make a difference. 6. I think I've lost count. There's always another level. You can't win this. Listen, you can take a step back, maybe even a district. But if you make too much noise, take too much territory, someone much bigger and more dangerous than you will notice, and they'll turn up and destroy you. So it's slow work, and you have to subvert rather than destroy, and that leaves you with risky assets all over the map. And when you finally secure victory, one of two things happens. Either it gets taken off you by your enemies or your superiors, or it causes you untold problems, and suddenly you are the bastards in charge oppressing people. But that's how it
Wow.
goes, and it better you than them, right? Almost there. 7. Your own family would sell you out. You know what ministers do? Ministers get people killed. Ministers used to meet in the cellar of the bar down the road, and then the solar guard showed up and burned it to the ground with everyone inside. Ministers abduct and kill people for reasons that no one can fathom. Ministers draw the attention of the watch and the welfare on the poorest, most downtrodden districts of Spire. Far better than to report a cell to the authorities and gain whatever rewards are offered for doing so. Better job prospects, a pocket full of stern, maybe even a nicer flat further up Spire. Stern is the local currency. And finally, the ministry would sell you out. The ministry are not your friends. They can't afford to allow you to mess up or to let information slip. They've invested so much in getting as far as they have today, and their work has barely started. If you get something wrong and it causes problems, the ministry will quite gladly give you the false information and send you into a trap to confuse their enemies. So, welcome to Spire.
Wow. We have no friends.
We're friends, after all, aren't we?
I'm
Yes,
very,
I'd like to
very,
remind
very...
you that you specifically took Thorned Tongue so that Brian wouldn't be able to lie to you.
Yes, exactly right. I just wanted to say I am more and more happy that I took Thorn Tongue. This is going to be my saving.
I resemble that remark.
Absolutely.
All right, I've been looking at the map, and I really like that squiggly lane next to Crux.
I just accidentally undid all of my skills.
Oh no.
Good on you, Kat. You're doing really well.
So I assume the white circled things are mass transit.
Okay, so Kat, do you have Silver Quarter in front of you, the map itself?
Yes, I do. Can you just give me back the page number of where all my skills were, and I'll just quickly throw them back
65 and thereabouts.
Yeah.
Yes, so Crux and Tintigil Junction, or Tintigil, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, are Vermisian stations. They don't work as stations anymore.
Oh.
That was the one and only mass transit system, but they're still physically there, and people use them for various things. On lower levels, there would be places where homeless crash. where a gang holds it. In here, it's probably something a bit more upscale. I suspect that at least one of them will have been modified into a club of some sort.
So, therefore, considering Fiona's... You're Fiona, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Considering Fiona's proclivities, let's actually take the Crux Station for our casino.
Done.
What could
Right.
possibly go wrong?
Exactly right. It's going to be amazing.
So Manticore is built in the Crux Station,
Yes.
right? Well, so that sounds like a bit too good a place. So who are you sharing it with? What's the name of the other half of it?
Oh, it's not a half. We're on one of the lines. Right. So we're not in the station. We're merely on the brown line. We have both sides of the platform and a few of the connecting infrastructure. I think we share it. So there are two people that I'm thinking of. We have the people at the ticket booths that we have a arrangement, and then we have someone on the purple line. Who's on the purple line, Kat? Another club, apartments, a developer wanting to try to make the station upmarket apartments. Shall we call it the Opal Palace?
Yay, topical jokes.
Yes, let's do it. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. So we have the Opal Palace trying to create upmarket Elfir hideaways on the other side of the station.
Which part of the map are we on? Sorry.
So we're in the Silver Quarter,
Which
is
right
in the
about
middle-ish
in the
bit.
middle.
Wild Caves, Ivory Row.
Just above it.
But I'm thinking that there's someone who's
Silver Quarter. There we go.
who's at the ticket booths of the station. Some gang.
Can we call them like there are actually humans that still live in this world, right? So maybe this gang can actually be a local group of basically human refugees that will kind of have managed to escape from somewhere, but are living mostly in secret, though people know that they exist there, but are extremely violent because they have no capacity to actually engage in anything other than the black market.
So we have human refugees in the ticket stalls, and we have the Opal Palace trying to go upmarket on the other platform of the station.
And we are stuck right in the middle of them.
Cool.
Joker's on the right.
We've got a good relationship with the humans, and we help them.
Right.
You know, hence why they're in our ticket stalls, right?
I'm sure you tell yourself.
Well, so generally speaking, humans don't need to hide in Spire. They're not gnolls, because Alfea is still waging war on gnolls. They're the only ones left unconquered. Humans are generally welcome. They're used. They have various exciting things that go boom.
They do.
So cool. Yes, you have a human gang that holds the entrance and charges sells tickets to anyone who wants to go in.
Yes, of course.
Done. But in exchange, they provide some semblance of security.
Absolutely. And are a good source of all kinds of things, especially our black market contraband.
And are in direct opposition with the Opal Palace.
Absolutely.
Because of course.
Yes.
Okay.
First it's Opal Palace, and then it's the ticket stalls, and they don't want fancy ticket stalls.
So I...
So I'm thinking that as our first action, We really need to get a lay of the land. Like,
Also, as you walk in and you walk through right now shadowed place where like there's no one is there, there's a thin layer of dust. You know what, I'll read out the description of the place because it is quite cool.
ooh, box text.
Box text, yeah, kind of. So, Magico was never famed for quality. It has been struggling to make ends meet since it opened, undergoing several changes of ownership and rebrands to no avail. At present, it is a low-rate gambling hall with 6 or so tables of cards operational at any one time, with an emphasis on offering avant-garde entertainment that allows it to punch above its weight. Many of the strangest and most exciting performance artists on the scene have played a stint in the Manticore at one point in their careers. The most famous of these, rebel warrior poet Alfie Sun Kisses the Brow, played a maskless show on stage to a packed-out hall only days before her untimely death at the hands of a special tactics unit, Excruciatrix. The decor inside isn't quite old enough to be antique or well-made enough to be retro, and it veers between charmingly kitsch and disastrously out of style depending on who you ask and how much they've had to drink, from the extensive range of liquor on offer from behind the bar. The bathrooms are filled with mounted hunting trophies from a previous owner who went hunting up Spire on his days off, and feature a wide variety of mega corvids and the odd hyena.
They've got to go. We should sell them all.
Yeah, so there are Grand Ravens and the New Heaven layer at the very top is basically infested with hyenas because some of the drow have taken up the priesthood of the current priesthood. They essentially are just following the old god. Okay, the walls are covered in garish art acts, grey stage with their presence at one point. The whole place is dimly lit with spire black lanterns casting grimy glow over faded red cushions, question mark curved wrought iron table legs. None of the glasses match, and most of them are jars. You know the kind of place.
Oh, that sounds pretty hipster. That's all right.
Yeah. If only we could rebrand as hipster.
I noticed there's a Pistolers Club down here. Do I spend a lot of time there?
So you do have a roster of staff who will be returning unless you want to fire them. But most importantly, when you enter the office, there is a folder sitting on the table there.
Ooh.
That is the only thing that is not covered by a layer of dust.
Ooh.
And so, I wonder what happens when I press this button.
Yep.
Did something happen?
Yep.
Minister.
You go, Kat.
The following information is to be studied and placed around your shrine to the mistress. So to beseech her to aid you in your sacred duty. Oh, yours in grace, MN.
Right. You know what? There is the hand journal tab, the menu on the top right.
Yep.
And there's a whole lot of handouts there.
Okay.
And these are all yours.
Ooh.
Great.
Look at them, figure out what's going on. They're all cutouts from various newspapers. And yeah,
So,
then decide what you want to do about it.
having read through this, I see the name of Monsieur So keeps coming up.
It sure does. Well, it's probably worth looking at, like going through them again for the benefit of Kat and all viewers.
All right. So I'll read off events then.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Joniak Grindel celebrates the opening of a new manufacturing plant in the upper works with a traditional white crow hunt. Mr. Grindel himself takes a brace of ivory crows. Captain First at Dawn's breaking of the Order of Paladins surprises guests by bagging 12 assorted white birds, most remarkable of which is a crested albino jackdaw of uncommon size. Lord Light brings his entourage to wager some queens on a spin of the roulette wheel at the Devil's Bargain. The dashing military man wastes no time in making friends with the Solzian sect who run the casino.
Ooh.
Silver Quarter businessman Monsieur So joins council member Lady Gremlin stars Shuffley's sign for a light lunch in a prestigious Polaris restaurant. The two enjoyed a traditional platter of bear flesh, carp, and samphire served on Everfrost.
Nice.
So I will point out that it is indeed the same lady that you're blackmailing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Monsieur So, as you noted, is a name that pops up quite a lot because he runs the establishment simply called The House.
Oh,
and
he's Mr. House, of course he.
And through various means, half the Silver Quarter.
Occurrences. Madame Doves Watch the Sunrise hosts an undying party for her daughter Nerez, who's to have the requisite surgeries performed within the year. Guests donated scrimshawed bones of favored servants or ancestors to be incorporated into Mademoiselle's Doves Watch the Sunrise during her operation. Lady Hester Wander the Lost, sister of noted warrior poet and council member Wander the Lost, engages in a public tryst with the priestess of Sister Spring and a drow in armor, presumed to be of the Order of the Querent Hound, in Tepeshore's Avant. When approached for comment, she seduced our representative. Very good. Kat, do you want the next one?
Hello?
Kat,
Hello?
do you want the next one?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Apologies. Couldn't hear for a second there. Okay, right. Hasty gets fresh. Let's have a look at this. It Girl phenomenon, Hester Wanderer the Lost, shocked the Silver Quarter lords and ladies last night as she wore her most scandalous mask yet, a scanty silver of gold that barely covered her forehead. Dun dun dun.
Yep.
Hester is no stranger to controversy. Despite repeated warnings from her sibling on the council, she shows no sign of slowing down. Her sister, or her sibling. The crowds lined the streets outside the door of the Eclipse to catch a glimpse of her stepping out on the town in her provocative mask. Drow and Althea alike craned their necks to see what new creation she would unleash on the Silver Quarter, and they weren't disappointed. The mask, made by master craftsman and artiste Victorious Ride III, uses magnetic force to affix the party girl's brow sources close to Hester to affix the party girl's brow, right. Sources close to Hester say that she had lodestones surgically implanted in her forehead to give up straps and hooks forever. With much of her face left uncovered by the mask, bystanders could clearly see her eyebrows and much of her cheeks and lower nose. Ooh, neither Miss Wanderer the Lost nor her representatives are available for comment on the mask, but the House of Wanderer the Lost issued a statement condemning her action in a full-page ad in the Chronicle.
Of course.
Oh, no. There we go. Ooh, House Quinn faces a murder trial. Wexford Quinn of House Quinn stands trial for the murder of 3 members of House Yessen. Yessen. The young noble seemed unbothered by accusations, arriving for his court appearance in the flamboyant garb which his house is renowned for. Smoking a cigarillo?
Yep.
He remarked to the assaulted members of the press, "I don't kill those dogs, and more so if I did. It shouldn't be a crime to rid Spire of dangerous animals like the brigands of House Yessen. That House Yessen is breeding and dumping onto our streets with every passing year. I look forward to seeing you all after my exoneration." Mr. Quinn was quickly led away by Magus Spring Fades Eternal, an Alfia loyal of uncommon skill, thought to be the sole employee of the Silver Quarters, Messe. So, following the well-publicized fall from grace of the entire Spring Fade's eternal family 4 years ago, the court is expected to reach a decision within the week.
So a thing worth noting here is both House Queen and House Season are two of the major warring houses in the home nations, which have been locked in a state of civil war for as long as everyone can remember.
Yeah, right. Do you want to take the next one?
Sure. Midwife murderer walks free. Outrage as right-thinking Spiritans of Central Ivory Row marched in their hundreds to the Silver Quarter courthouse. These heroes protested the release of known murderer and enemy of the righteous, Drow Antoine Lefrevere. Turncoat, a known scoundrel who was released from his cell without charge after viciously saying Phoenix Ran, a midwife protector of dowry to come, and pillar of the burgeoning Ivory Row community. Liberate has on good authority that Aran was a member of the ministry and a decorated soldier of our hidden mistress. Lefrevere was released into the custody of Lord Locke Walks on Light. We've heard that name before. An Elfia, who purchased his durance from the city and recruited him to his entourage as advisor and confidant. House Quinn representatives were seen to lead the march in protest, and Liberate supports their efforts. The protest was broken up by the efforts of the city guard, led by Captain Noel Lacostra. The lives of 2 drow were taken, and 20 more were seriously injured in the fracas.
A thing to note here is that midwives are somewhat more important for drow than for others, for us, because the drow reproduce slightly differently than people. They're
not mammals.
No, they lay eggs. And then midwives feed them blood to bring them to maturity.
Yeah,
it's lovely. And midwife is one of the classes, and they are terrified because they alternate between being a cleric that protects and heals everyone and turning into a drow
monster.
kind of monster thing that tears anyone's threat in the future of drow. Yeah.
Lovely. Mr. Silverquarter looking for love? Noted drow entrepreneur Monsieur So joined It Girl Hestra Wanderlust for a romantic evening after purchasing a dinner date with her, following an audacious bid at a charity auction held by the Order of Saint Perdita. Although the official amount is not public knowledge, sources close to Monsieur So have told The Torch that So bid well over 1,000 queens for the privilege. The two were spotted in the bar at the Eclipse, where Wanderlust has made her home. Given Messier's predilection for bringing Elfir into his service, onlookers could be mistaken that this was a job interview, but nothing could be further from the truth. The Torch interviewed a member of the staff at the Eclipse, who wishes to remain anonymous. They were chatting to each other all night. Lady Hestra had the oysters as she normally does, and Monsieur So joined her. They got through about 5 or 6 plates by the end of it. It just seems like he wanted to get to know her. Maybe he's lonely? The Torch has approached Monsieur So representatives for comment, but has received no response at this time.
Ah, there we go. What are we up to? New Captain of the Watch. A new Captain of the Watch appointed in Silver Quarter. Following the death of Captain Drake's oath at the hands of unknown assailants. Oh God, I hope that's not our refugees.
Yeah.
Logan's Gentleman Club, El Noel Lacostra, also a drow, will take on the position and command an all-city guard within the Silver Quarter. Captain Lacostra issued the following statement to the Chronicles. I relish the opportunity to provide protection and security to all law-abiding residents of the Spire, and this promotion will allow me to do just that. For too long, parts of the Silver Quarter have been plagued by gangs of organised criminals, narcotics dealers, illegal gambling dens, malicious cults, and corrupt individuals in positions of power. I don't know any of those.
Clearly.
The civil war in years from which many of us sought sanctuary in the Spire spills over into the streets, and I will no longer stand for it. Uh-oh. I pledge to clean up this district, and woe betide anyone who attempts to impede me or my officers on this crusade. That is a very strong statement.
It is.
I think we should kill him.
No, I think we should get blackmail material on her.
The best in her endeavours. She will be replaced by Lieutenant Dalziel Goadwater in the event of her demise. See, look, they're even telling us what's going to happen if she dies.
We want to start by getting dirt on her, and then getting dirt on him. And if we can get dirt on him and not dirt on her, then we might want to arrange for an accident, but only then.
All right. Sounds like blackmailing and, accidents are going to be our way. I love it.
We're awful.
We really are. Queens for our boys in gold. Oh. Lay Deacon founds a new Paladin's outpost in Silver Quarter. Yay! Lay Deacon strides out Harmonious. At it again. Strides out Harmonious is his name?
Yeah.
Oh my. And
Subtle.
this time, they're bringing the law with them. Last week, they appeared at the opening of a new Silver Quarter War Temple for exclusive use of the Order of Paladins. Sounds like a waste. Although they're keeping mum on their official reasons for funding the new temple, Ambrosia reckons that it's something to do with Captain's first at dawn's breaking. An absolute hunk and a real poster boy for the Paladins. I wouldn't mind a few rounds of interrogation with him if you follow my drift. Wow, this is lewd. This is significantly lewd. The captain begins his service as acting head of the Silver Quarter Paladins from next month onwards, and we can't wait to see more of him around the district. I wonder what he thinks of the mask. Oh, no, this could be controversy in the waiting. Is he going to be pro or anti the mask at this point? It's oh, my God.
A thing to point out here is Paladins are the most feared military force in Spire, and they are more or less directly tasked with hunting down the Ministry.
Cool. So definitely a negative on the mask then, and we'll probably go her before us. So we have some cover.
So more people
we'll
to find dirt
with our
on.
Foreheads. It's going to be amazing.
More people for dirt. Cool. Stride out, strides out. Lay Deacon leaves Solar Basilica to open Silver Quarter mission. Strides out Harmonious, prominent contributor to Father Summers. I can't read this. Just a second. I have to actually zoom.
Yeah, there is a zoom in button.
There is a zoom button somewhere.
I just click on the...
Yeah. Strides out Harmonious, prominent contributor to Father Summers' Church of Plenty, has upped sticks and moved to the glamorous Silver Quarter. In a statement issued to Ambrosia by the lay deacon's representative, they say, I believe that I and the other members of the Temple of Summer have spent too long hidden away from the people of Spire behind the walls of the Solar Basilica. This mission, founded in the heart of one of the most prosperous and vibrant districts in the city, will draw untold bounties to our most blessedly corpulent and vigorous deity.
Corpulent,
yes, he said
corpulent and vigorous. Wow, that is some combination. I don't feel we're getting any less lewd here.
Ambrosia has heard whispers that this is only the first in a string of opulent temples devoted to Father Summer, set to spring up in the district over the coming years. And we
oh my God,
wait
this
to
is
see
just going to become the temple district. There's not going to be any place for our, little gambling unit anymore.
I'm thinking about
temples.
We probably before we go after the cops, let's get dirt on the newspapermen.
Yeah, yes. We can control the story. This would be amazing. Everyone could be wearing masks that show off their foreheads because everyone suddenly thinks it's okay.
Temple brawl kills 5.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, directly above Silver Quarter is Solar Basilica, which is this nice circular spherical structure on the left of that layer. We could probably find it. I don't actually think I can ping in.
No, but I see it.
Yep. Which is the faith of Elfia. There is a pinking. How do you do it?
So you get your little counter. So it's just got to be the normal pointer, and then you should be able to. If you hold left click.
There you go.
Oh,
fantastic. Yep. So yes, they have seasonal deities essentially. And yes, another thing that's worth pointing out is that Drow goddess has 3 aspects to her: our glorious lady, the white side of the moon; our hidden mistress, the dark side of the moon; and Crimson Vigil, the red moon, blood moon. And 2 of 3 are outlawed. You are followers of our hidden mistress, the outlawed dark side of the moon, goddess of secrets, and yeah. Which is why paladins don't like you very much.
Huh. Well, that's all right. They don't have to like us. They just have to die.
No.
Onwards.
They don't have to die. They have to suffer embarrassing accidents and be hobbled.
Really, really embarrassing accidents, like, their mask slips an inch and suddenly everyone can see their forehead. Like, that'd be fucking hilarious. Can we do that?
It will in fact be more than hilarious, because there are entire Elfia families who have more or less forever been dishonored and rendered destitute because a member of them has dropped their mask accidentally.
Done. We are so taking their masks. This is going to be amazing.
No. We aren't taking their masks.
We're
literally
arranging public
for
accidents with their masks.
We are arranging for wardrobe malfunctions.
Absolutely. We can do this. This is going to be amazing.
So 2 handouts left.
So Temple Brawl kills 5. That's pretty impressive. City Guard report 5 dead and at least 10 injured in a fracas witnessed by the Yern Street Temple of Father Summer. Seriously, this Temple of Father Summer thing. Silver Quarter yesterday evening. Captain Lacosta of the Guard said, "We are hamstrung and our coffers are bare and we can barely contain the chaos of this Heartsman district." Of this Hearts Dimmed district? Like, what is it? Oh, Hearts Damned. It's a swear word, I see. Our superiors know this and continue to allow the operation of unregulated gambling dens within temples. Uh-oh. But we are not permitted to gain access on holy days. The temple owner and prominent members of the charitable order of St. Pedro, Lay Deacon Strides out harmonious, declined to comment. Oh my God, they deserve to have their masks slipped just for their names.
Is this Saint Perdita Extreme? Terry Pratchett? Perdita?
I don't actually remember, but...
Masquerade? No? Okay. You were saying?
Read it. Yes, so Order of Saint Perdita is here. And a thing worth mentioning in that handout is Heartstamped is not just a random swear.
No.
Because deep below the spire, in the underspire, because spire goes about as deep as it is tall, and there lies the rotting heart of it, which pumps out weird energies throughout, and it is thought to be the reason why Vermisian failed as a project, because there was just too much chaos and non-Euclidean nonsense of its tunnels. And the further down you go, the weirder it gets. And heart is, the source of it all.
There you go.
Hey.
That's a pretty impressive swear word then. I'm surprised he's allowed to be captain of the guard with that potty mouth.
She.
Sorry. Would you like to take the last one, Brian?
Walks on light, drinks docks dry.
Oh my God.
Fed up with the entertainment on off on the Silver Quarter, fiery playboy Lord Locke Walks on Light made a trip down to the North Docks last night in search of new thrills. Accompanied by an entourage of more than 20 people, with Elfia, Drow, and Human amongst them, Lord Locke geared up for a pub crawl during the infamous Dockside District. Visiting the Bell's End, the Flagged Pony in the Doxy's Pocket, and the Poet in Inkwell, then taking in a performance of the Weeping Maiden in controversial Desang Theatre. The respite, Locke certainly painted the town red. We never see folk of this kind come down these parts, said Harold Singer, a member of the Drowned Sailor Order. But Lord Lord Walks on Light
They need petitioning for easier names.
was a real gent and made sure that none of us were left wanting when it comes to tips. Got a hell of a right hook on him, too. Lord Locke was seen leaving the docks the next morning with the handsome Sally Glacker, distinguished Desang and burlesque performer, who is rumoured to have joined his entourage as a person of interest.
Excellent. He gets to keep his mask.
Okay.
Can we be friends with him?
We have a lot of themes. I think that we just need to get our tentacles into the district.
Yeah.
Get a sense of information flows, get a sense of the power. Like, even before we get blackmail, let's get a sense of who's doing what.
Well, so one thing that I would suggest you do with all those handouts is you will have noticed that a few names repeat throughout. And these were chosen for you by your Magister because they are potentially people to, yes, subvert, blackmail, or deal with. But don't let that stop you.
Oh, no. We certainly have names to deal with. But I think that we're new here, and that makes me nervous. And so I want to get a sense of. So the obvious thing is we need to start bribing the urchins and homeless and get information networks out, and then we also need to start looking for blackmail material in case of emergency.
That sounds like a good, solid start plan because we just need to figure out. We need to make sure it's going to get.
You're breaking up. Say again.
Oh, am I? I was just saying, yeah. When you, like you say, when you hear, we need to get ourselves in a position where we're not immediately squashed. And so, yeah, we have to understand the lay of the land as fast as we can.
Okay, so the 0th thing we do is we secure this very carefully. Like,
I agree.
It's not just going to be on, a random open desk.
No.
Nor will it be in the... You know what? Let's do a thorough investigation of this place. We really need to know where the secret crannies are before we open for business. Yeah,
absolutely. We can't run a good black market parade out of somewhere where we don't know the secret hiding spots anyway, so let's do it.
Oh, and the other thing that we need to do before 2 days are out is get some performers.
All right, so how do we do all of this, Mick? How did the game function? How did the game mechanics function so we can...
Okay. Well, so you tell me what you're trying to do, and we figure it out from there.
All right.
So as for performers, you do have 2 on staff. You have Crowlette, an avant-garde singer-performer working with human engineers to fashion bespoke stage lights. And Valerie Duval, posh as all get out, plays the piano pretty well, and tells dribble gags between songs.
Which is great, but we want to open with the name.
Okay.
So the first thing we want to do is investigate our place.
Yes.
No surprises.
Yeah, so can we do like some kind of...
So that sounds like
sweep?
Investigate plus high society.
So that's all me.
So here's how the mechanics work. It's always skill plus domain. And domain is generally where you are. So Silver Quarter is mostly high society, some crime and commerce thrown in. So those domains will be the most useful ones for you. And yes, the core mechanics are you get 1d10 just for trying to do it. You get another d10 if you have the skill. You have another d10 if you have the domain. And 4th d10 if you have the mastery knack for this thing.
So I've got 3d10, so I should do it?
That sure sounds like a plan.
Kat, does that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
8.
That is an 8, which is a success. Okay, so tell me once again, you are just looking for nooks and crannies and hidden things that maybe the previous owner has stashed. Right?
Secret passages, basic surprises.
Right. So there will not be surprises. You do find a couple of back exits that are reasonably well masqueraded, and a few spots where drugs were stashed and not cleared out. Nothing incredibly out of the ordinary.
Excellent.
Are there any of those nooks and crannies that we can actually expand upon to make better nooks and crannies? Or is there other areas that we can see that we might be able to create our own completely unknown secret areas?
Oh, absolutely.
Of what sort of size?
Would be entirely up to you. I mean, you get to redecorate too.
I'm thinking a small room for our shrine.
That sounds perfect.
So you probably want to do that yourselves, right? Because you don't want to hire laborers. In which case, I think it will fix plus high society to make it hidden.
Kat, do you have either?
I do not have either. No.
I mean, I have high society, but I don't have fix. What do you mean? You're a railway engineer. What do you mean you don't have fix?
I have investigate and academia, and can I use my obsessive research?
Yes, at the start of the session, you declare what you have.
Well, I guess because it's the beginning of this session and we're going to start fixing things, can I have fix?
A knack, so it needs to be
so
narrow.
within
construction.
Cool. Yeah, that works. So yes, you bring a few tomes of construction manuals that mostly describe building occult obelisks and pyramids of black obsidian, things like that. But there are some interesting ideas there. You can make it work.
Excellent.
So how does helping work?
If you have either the skill or domain, you can help, which adds a die, but you risk the same stress.
I'm helping. I give you an extra D10.
Okay,
Correct.
so how do I... Oh, so I can roll 4 D10 then?
3.
1 D10 by default. You don't have fix. You don't have domain either. Do you have high society's domain?
No.
Okay, but
he's got high society, and I don't have.
You have you get mastery die. So you have 2 dice, and Brian gives you a 3rd die by assisting.
Okay, so
roll 3 D10. Okay, success at a cost. That's what 6 means.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, it's a success. It's fine, but I will roll a die, and you find that that black obsidian that you read so much about actually costs a pretty penny.
No! So this is why I shouldn't go anywhere near money. This is how I get my debts.
You are taking some stress to silver. Now, this is something that I keep track of entirely on my own. You don't.
Oh, okay. I don't need to do anything. Okay.
So yeah, don't worry about it. But here is the thing: anytime you take stress, I roll a d10. I add up all of the stress you have in all the 5 categories, and there is blood, mind, silver, shadow, and reputation. And if the roll is below the total, you suffer fallout. In which case, that abstract stress of, oh, you're a bit light on cash, actually transforms into a tangible consequence in game.
Uh-oh. So it's all right. We're a gambling den. I'm pretty sure we can make this roll so that the house wins back its money. All right?
So let me get this clear. We created our secret shrine out of magically and spiritually active black obsidian.
Well, I thought it was more than just the shrine area. I thought I was helping
our secret
set up
room,
the whole place.
What do you mean the whole place?
No, this was for our secret room.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought we were to just like do all our works as like in one hit. Do I have to roll for each room?
Oh, no.
We have people for the normal stuff. We just don't want to.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to hire someone to make a secret room for us.
All right.
Yeah.
So this was just for our secret room. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
you do
Yes,
have
it's
some
absolutely
additional budget that is spent
It's
on
going to be amazing.
renovating. That's fine, and like you're not gonna roll that.
I see nothing wrong with this.
Cool. So you have your hidden shrine, and you are quite certain that you know every inch of this place.
Right.
And it's beautiful now.
Within budget. It is beautiful within budget.
Can we sell all of the hunting crap?
That will take time. No one wants hunting crap.
Really? Really?
You can drop it all in
Someone.
the storage room. That's fine.
Somebody wants the hunting crap.
We'll have them as jackpot prizes.
Nice. We're gonna have such a reputation.
Yes, we are. All right. So I'm thinking that probably took most of a day.
Sure.
So I think today we need to have one of us trying to find talent and one of us starting to get some feelers on the ground with the urchins and whatnot. Urchins and beggars.
All right. I've got compel, investigate, academia, commerce, occult, and technology. What are your skills?
Compel, deceive, investigate, commerce, high society.
I think you need to go and start talking to the urchins. I think you could deceive
High
them.
society for urchins?
Well, yeah. Like, not necessarily, but it's better than
Well,
like
the thing is, high society applies pretty much everywhere. around.
everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they are.
Urchins in a high society quarter.
Yeah. So there won't be urchins here, but there will be absolute messenger boys and things like that.
So I'm looking for the people who are on the streets, because basically who can keep an eye out in exchange for relatively small sums.
Absolutely. And you want to hire a few of those.
More get on their good side, so that if they hear bad people coming for us, they let us know ahead of time. So it's not really hiring a few as starting to build information networks.
All right, you just introduce yourself to them and promise that they will be rewarded for information.
No. It's introduce myself and say, join me for a good meal. Building up credit for them.
Okay. Well, that sure sounds like compel plus high society.
But hey.
Cool. Right. So, yep, you wine and dine, or at least buy a sandwich for a few of them on their break. Write down a bond with like another individual level bond with one of them.
Okay.
Which will be someone you can call them. Let me just
Tony.
I have names.
Oh, you have names. Fantastic.
Well, that's cool. Tony, it is.
Tony. So I'm going for an old-fashioned shoe shiner.
Fantastic. Yeah. So he works in the same Crux station.
Yep. In the Crux station. Yep.
Yeah. He sees everyone come and go.
And basically, my arrangement for him is I've paid for his meals for a week at a local cheap eatery.
Okay. Yeah, and because you succeeded, there's not even a cost to you. You're not taking silver stress or anything. It's fine. It's money you can spare.
All right, Kat, what are you doing today?
I am going to go find us some talent.
Uh-oh.
Fantastic. Well, there's certainly talent all around you.
What I think I might do is try and whoever is dealing with all the media and whatever for, borrowed mask woman. I might try and find them and see who she's got on her books that might be good for a club like ours.
Okay. So you want Hestra Wander the Lost's manager.
People, basically.
People.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
you just
Yeah.
want to go have a chat with them.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have some sort of a ability that lets you find them, or you just...
I've got Investigate
Cool.
and Academia. Yep.
Well, Academia probably not going to, but Investigate plus High Society.
I don't have High
going to
Society.
That's okay. That just
How
means
about a
that-
cult?
Do you want to try and recruit a entertainer from among the
From among the what, sorry?
Vidamisian sages, one of your...
Actually, why not use technology?
Or, yeah, Archaeotech people.
Like a one-man band sort of thing.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. So that would then be Investigate plus Technology as you go looking for human talent, surprisingly enough.
So how many dice do I get to roll?
Well, so 1 die for showing up, 1 die if you have Investigate, and 1 die if you have Technology as a die.
So 3.
There you go.
3d10. Where's
3.
my third dice?
You said 2.
Of the table,
Oh, oops. Sorry. I'll try that again.
yes, reroll.
Apologies.
Okay. That would be success at a cost, once again.
Because I've got a critical fail.
No, because you got a 7.
Yeah, 7 is not high enough for just outright success. For that, you want 8, 9, or 10. Well, that's fine. And yeah, we're just looking at the highest die. The rest don't matter.
That's why I had us set up those macros.
Oh, yep. Fair enough. Sorry.
That's fine. So you do find the entertainer. Do tell me about them.
Right, I do. Excellent. Basically, it's technology, right? So there's some sort of sound engineer that's obviously really good with music electronica. So let's go with that. We've sort of got some sort of like low-key dubstep club going.
Which is completely alien.
It's cool. It's human, right?
So you make, you recruit the guy or girl. We'll need the name, I think.
Do we need to assign gender? Let's just call them Melvian.
Excellent.
There you go.
Malevian, even. Cool. Sure, they are happy to perform. And what will happen, I think, is you will take some stress to your reputation because...
What?
Well,
Humans! Ew!
it's not even that. Humans, it's fine. It's just that dubstep. That's...
Oh my goodness,
That's not
hating a
respected.
dubstep. Come on. Wow, that's cruel.
Yep.
That is so cruel.
I mean, you do get the person, and they will happily perform, and that will indeed draw the crowd because people see this strange dubstep thing. But oh dear! So you took some stress to your silver before, and now you took some reputation, and that indeed has caused you to have a fallout. We're not even in the dangerous part of the game. You just set it up, and you're already 18 fallout.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry, Brian.
No, you're not.
That's
My
fine.
terrible life choices are going to get us killed before we even start.
Yeah. I'm so used to this nonsense. So used to this nonsense.
Cat.
Yes.
Or shall I say Fiona? Your fallout will be trying to justify your actions, you tell a lie that will cause a problem this or next session. So, dubstep, what's that? That's you, as you're hanging up like posters outside the doors of your establishment, announcing that grand opening, there will be this act, Malivian perform this dubstep thing. A few of the Elfir passers by who just see this and walk up to you and what's that? That isn't that a barbaric, horrible thing that just kind of is noise?
No, not at all. In fact, like, yes, it is a human invention, but humans, being the absolute creatures that they are, bowing forever to the Elfay, have actually taken Elfayan music and created something very unique and beautiful out of it, in order to be able to show their dedication and their love.
So tomorrow people will expect Elfir dubstep.
Absolutely pegged as
Somewhere across the city, there's a head hitting a desk.
Well, so good news is that suffering fallout reduces your stress.
woohoo.
But it does mean that...
No, he said my stress, Brian, not your stress, my stress.
No. This does mean that tomorrow people will show up expecting this Elfir dubstep invention, and Malivian sure doesn't have that yet.
Yet. He's got a whole 24 hours.
Are you going
they
to
will be
tell
totally fine.
Malivian this?
Of course.
Right.
Most people I know that do dubstep will easily be able to do that, so do it.
Well, I guess I'll try, but...
I will totally help switch your gear with my sweet human technology skills.
Isn't Elfir art like torture operas?
Yes.
So I'll need to simulate like cries of pain, but
in dubstep form.
Dropping the screens?
okay.
This is going to be amazing.
This is going to be a thing indeed.
Oh no.
Okay. So that is the first day. Where you renovate, invent a new musical genre.
Yes.
Death dubstep, yes.
Absolutely. It's going to be amazing.
Fantastic. So then the next day, the grand opening is in the evening. What do you do before that?
Kat, what are your thoughts?
I think we need to make sure that we've got everything set up for opening at this point. So we've got a Malvian practicing death dubstep in the corner.
Sounds like a pig is being fed into a rusty saw.
So is this intentional? I can't tell. It hurts.
Bolivian just shrugs. I'm working on it. See, there's a drop where the pig squeals more.
I'm helping him, and I'm helping them fix their gear and alter things they need it in order to be able to, give this whole sound system the best chance of actually kind of coping with this while also organising my bar. I'm steering clear mostly of my business partner as they set up their dens.
In that case, I will take care of the management side of things and make sure that all of the employees are happy and tended to.
Excellent.
Basically, the innumerable amount of emergencies that occupy a first day jitters, I will be trying to deal with money, because that's what I do.
Cool. Sure. A few of them just haven't showed up, and others, like one of them, has showed up drunk. So you certainly have your who is just sorting it out, firing someone, etc. So I guess to see how well it goes overall, I would like you to make a compel plus high society roll to organize all the people. Whereas Cat, Fiona, you should make a fix plus technology, I guess. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I mean, it's not a disaster. It's just that
it's very expensive.
Yes, it's not only expensive. You do pay some, like, try to settle their gambling debts and the like as best you can, which honestly doesn't take that high at all on you. But yeah, you'll be significantly short, at least for tonight.
Right. Oh, and Kat, I used the roll thing on my character sheet to produce all that extra nonsense.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right. I will. Well, I don't have fix because we didn't go with fix. We went with construction. Can I still use that and technology to help with?
Well, so this is where knacks are narrow. You're really good at building things, but right now you need to help Livian produce a Elfia torture dubstep.
All right.
Feel free to suggest other things that you do, because Fix assumes that you roll up your sleeves and get elbow deep into the infernal machine that he's building. They're building, sorry.
Could I investigate Elfian torture offer a little bit more to try and give us the best chance of creating something listenable? And
sure,
then add technology?
Actually, absolutely.
Okay, so if I do investigate in technology, that's actually where's the macro bar? Don't I have macros that I can just press?
You may need to turn it on. So under macros, click show macro quick bar.
Yeah.
And it should be underneath the faces.
And on the macros themselves, have you clicked check and bar?
Oh, of course not. All right, so how many Ds do I get? How many D10s?
Well, one to start with, one if you have investigate, and one if you...
Oh, excellent.
There you go. That is a success at a cost.
Okay.
The cost will be to your mind, I think, because you are forced to sit there and...
Oh, that's fine. I lost all that anyway.
Or at some point read the notes for the popular Elfia operas of the past.
Nice.
Fortunately, if there's one thing you can do is take mind stress. You're really good at taking mind stress.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so a few hours later, you come back to Malivian with a whole folder of notes. And by your powers combined, you have something that sounds absolutely horrible, but somewhat authentic.
That's amazing. We are going to do so well.
You do have a problem, though, that half of your croupiers are just not there, and you're the only one who'll be manning the bar.
Oh, that's all right. I can deal with it.
No, we need gambling. And I assume that I'm out trying to solve this and failing.
Well, no. So
no, it's just I'm behind the bar by myself. So but we haven't got
have me before the opening, and yeah, half your stuff is just not there.
Right.
if you're going to do something, it's got to be something desperate.
Kat, you've got the. Sorry, Fiona, you've got the bar, right?
Yeah.
Right. I head out to the human gang at the entrance.
Nice.
I'm going to so regret this.
Yes, you are.
Rick's like, carry on.
All right, folks. We find ourselves pretty short on croupiers. Any of you folks like to gamble?
We can promise dubstep.
Yeah, I'm not going to mention that part.
I'm just like screaming it from behind the bar. That's gonna be amazing.
Okay, so this is the ticket booths at the entrance,
Yes.
right? And so there is maybe half a dozen people just milling about there, with presumably more in like behind the scenes.
Yep.
So they look up to you and shrug and go, "Sure."
So we need 3 of your.
I mean, we were going to, try out your place at some point. We get discount, right?
You get even more of a discount if 3 of you folks want to work here tonight. Dealing cards, taking bets, getting tips.
But we were going to place bets and be tipsy.
Fair. But what if we stay open late so that you can both work here and place bets and be tipsy?
In fact, private sessions.
Did you know that we have a human dubstep artist on the stage? And I'm sure that I can convince her after the high and mighty have left. Sorry, them. After the high and mighty have left to play some of your favorite songs?
Okay, well, that sure sounds like an offer. So, yeah. Do make a compel plus technology, I guess.
Technology?
Well, these are retro engineers and thereabouts. Yeah, I'll accept crime too.
Great.
Well, what do you know? They are intrigued by the whole idea of having the casino to themselves.
Woohoo! Dubstep for the win. Yeah.
Yeah, so they agree to, hey, we get to, work there for the night.
Yep.
And then when everyone leaves in the morning, we get the whole place to ourselves. And we get like drinks for free, and there'll still be music, and like someone will deal us cards.
I'll deal you cards, and my companion will deal you drinks, and it'll be grand.
Amazing. They slap each other on the backs and
now I need to teach you how to deal cards. Listen very carefully.
Fine. Yeah, I mean they'll do. They're not great, but
it'll do for tonight.
It'll do for tonight. You get them into uniforms and everything, and make sure they don't actually drink while dealing.
Correct.
Nice.
Okay. Well, the grand opening comes, and there is a small crowd of people. You kind of hoped for more, I think. But they do come.
And they're gonna love the dubstep.
Yeah, so there's one hall where the dubstep happens, and there's the other hall where the gambling happens.
I'm so glad I'm in the call where the gambling happens.
Uh-huh. And the first couple hours are somewhat uneventful as far as grand openings of a casino go. As in, it's total chaos, but it's
okay
manageable.
chaos, yes.
Yeah, it's a fine amount of chaos. And then you just see the doors burst open.
Oh no.
And
Oh
there's...
no.
What did you do?
Oh no. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. Nothing that would bring the bloody guard.
I think it's worse than that.
Oh no, it's not the guard. It is a small crowd of hangers-on and sycophants. And at the middle of it all is Hestra Wander the Lost herself.
She's come to our club. Oh my god.
She has come for the death dubstep.
She has
Yes.
totally come for the
She
death
has come
dubstep.
for the death dust.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Yes! See, I knew it. I knew dubstep wouldn't fail me. Now we've just got to impress her.
There is suddenly but twice as many people as there used to be as her entourage.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm going to actually use one of my character's abilities at this point.
How novel.
Heart's Desire.
Okay.
I'm going to observe Hester, and I want to know what
Hestra?
they
Yep.
want. Hestra, sorry. And I want to know what they want most of all right now.
Right now. Okay. Is there a roll involved, or do
No.
you just do it?
What? And it's I need to remember it because it's once per situation, so it's insane.
It is an incredibly useful ability. Well, so right now she wants to make an impression. This is the hot new thing, and she's here to be seen.
All right, I will. How do I contrive for?
Look, if we fuck this up, I'll just lock stacks this. Okay, so tonight never happened if this goes awry.
Yeah. So I'll try to. So I assume that they're making a grand entrance quite slowly.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, say again.
Yes, very
I assume
grand.
that they're making a grand entrance quite slowly.
Not quite quickly, in fact. She enjoys just bursting on the scene and all eyes on her. And there are like several bouncers.
Are you wearing a provocative mask tonight?
Keeping people a bit away. And you see behind her trailing in a couple of reporters.
Right. So I try to make my way surreptitiously to the manager, and offer, basically, if she wants to burst onto the stage for whatever reason, we won't object.
I think she already assumes that.
Well, no, but like, there's a difference between assuming that and having
an invitation.
Having an invitation so that everything else follows along.
She can dance to our dubstep.
So you want to make an impression on her manager so that the manager conveys to her that, hey, this is the happening place.
Yeah, well, specifically that if she wants to be outré and take be on the front pages of the newspaper, we will aid and abet her in that.
To a large extent, that's very much expected. But sure, do make a compel plus high society roll.
Here we go. Schmoozing.
That's what you're here for.
Oh,
oh, dude.
Kat, you've played with me before.
That is remarkable.
It is so typical.
Now, do you have the ability to re-roll? Like,
No.
I didn't choose that
Okay.
ability, and I'm beginning to wish I had.
I'm
Okay, so what happens is you start talking to the manager, and then one of the knights in Hestra's entourage. You assume they're a knight because knights are the only ones, other than the guard and Elfir, allowed to bear something bigger than a dagger, and oh my god, that is a large greatsword on their back. Just
Yep.
steps forward and puts the outstretched hand on your shoulder and pushes you away. And step away, sir. She's busy. And that is basically treating you as a regular sycophant who wants to get an autograph,
Yep.
rather than the owner of the establishment, which will do significant harm to your reputation.
Yep.
Because that is how that goes.
Do I need to go and save the day?
I'll just keep digging, so sure. May I suggest that you put on the bestest death dubstep that's ever been dubbed?
Absolutely. Well, I'm pretty sure that like the second our DJ actually sees them walk in, like they will absolutely know what to do, because this is what they're trained for. So I have complete faith in our DJ. We have spent a lot of time today setting up and forming this bond together, and they know exactly what's on the stakes. And also, I found this person through this manager of what's its name anyway. Like, that was the whole point. So, I'm pretty sure they know what's going on.
Oh, so Malivian does indeed do their best to put on the best track, like the most worked out composition, and the gaff with Monsieur Eric is quickly forgotten.
Woohoo!
Hey.
And replaced by absolute anger at the at the barbarian of the parody coming out of the speakers of their favorite death offerings. They are now just offended and walk out.
Yeah, cat.
Sorry.
Got it in one.
No, it's
the guards will be in to burn down the establishment tomorrow.
all odds to the contrary. That's not a sentence. Anyway, Hester does seem to enjoy the death dubstep. In just a tiny bit, but yes. So as she moves to the floor where the music is happening, you see the entire entourage just wince at the music and then look to her to see how they should react. And she starts dancing. And then everyone just starts dancing to their best of their ability to this horrible music that they've never heard before, which is mostly just flailing wildly. But hey,
I'm lining up shots on the bar, by the way.
Yep.
The whole entourage. I'm doing like my fanciest bar tricks right now.
The music does seem to be a great success.
Yes!
Entirely by Hestra's reaction. And you can see the reporters all at the bar glancing at the dance floor and scribbling furiously.
Do they like my bar theatrics?
They pay literally zero attention to it. They don't drink it.
Excellent.
Whatever you put in front of them, but yeah, all eyes are on Hestra.
Fine. I can't compete with, Miss Forehead Shower.
Is there something specific you would like to do with the current situation? Because as it stands, you're going to have a successful night. It's going to be fine. There will even be mildly positive reviews in the papers tomorrow.
Excellent.
Try to avoid this situation getting out of hand.
Oh, pfft. How can it possibly go out of hand? They love the music and I'm mixing drinks.
Then I'll continue pit bossing.
Done. We just let them have an awesome night in our establishment.
Specifically, it'd be great if I could make up some of the silver that I've lost. So, keeping a fairly close eye out for cheats, seeing if I can do any deals or gamble.
That does sound like investigate plus high society now, doesn't it?
It
Looking for cheats.
does.
Ooh, 10. Done.
I mean, so long as there's a 1 in it, I think my dice are okay.
Well, what do you know? You spotted as you pass the table that this right here, elfie gentleman, is most certainly cheating. The human croupier you've recruited has no idea.
So I give a high sign to Sma, my bodyguard, to loom threateningly.
And the elf
That can't
here
go wrong.
looks up at Sma and goes, I don't need any drinks, thanks.
Unfortunately, sir, it's not about drinks. It's about those cards you have in your pockets. I'm sure that we can come to some sort of arrangement.
The elf briefly considers his options and then just takes the chips in front of him and just kind of tosses them to your feet and just place is dead anyway.
Very good.
Walks out. You do recover D3 silver stress.
Cool.
From if you pick up the chips, just like
I have Sma do that, but yes.
Yes, okay.
I have people for that. Literally.
Of course.
I'm trying to make up my silver by being amazing at the bar.
You're trying to get tips, are you?
Always. Come on. I'm doing bar theatrics.
Fantastic.
My human technology using chemistry. Like, yes.
I wonder what skill will be appropriate here. Probably compel and sure, technology. Why not?
And this is a knack for human chemistry.
Yeah.
It so is. Yeah, you get 4 dice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we would never need 4 dice, says me 2 hours ago.
Roll 4d10.
Yep, we'll interpret it ourselves.
9. Yes.
Nice. Sure enough. So tell me, describe the most impressive trick you do.
Oh my god. Okay, so it's a fire trick. You line up about 35 shots across the bar, and with like all the different bottles, you actually just kind of pour them all simultaneously, and then set fire to them all, and then put them all out.
Cool. Yeah, that draws a round of applause, and the tipping jar is full by the end of the night.
Yes.
And yeah, you will recover some silver stress too. Which is lovely. Okay. The night slowly turns into morning, and Hestra, before that happens, leaves to go to another happening place. And most of the people leave with her, more than her entourage. She just picks up people.
Which is
That's
fine.
fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished for night 1.
Yep. And then you do have to entertain your human mercenaries.
Absolutely, that's fine. We can
So-
chill down for the night with them.
Basically, I want to use this as a training thing. So I assume that they were fine as croupiers. Like
They were acceptable.
Yeah. So basically, I want to
recruit a couple that were actually
exactly.
actual
But by performing for them, like I want to show that this is glamorous and here's some tricks and oh, isn't this cool? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't even think it's a role really.
Yeah,
you're gonna pay them, they'll do it.
Yeah,
it's fine. Cool. Yeah, you recruit stuff that like the untrustworthy people that just didn't show up. You have replacements now. Congratulations. You have a functioning casino.
TM.
And yes, there are positive reviews that try very hard to find something nice to say about the Death Dubstep. It is unforgettable night.
We have a theme now. This is great.
Oh no, we have a theme now.
I mean,
she likes it. She was there. She stayed.
Yeah. Manticore is known for avant-garde, even before, so it's fine. You can have something else unorthodox next time. Cool. So, question to you: what time do we want to wrap up for?
Well, I think this is a good pausing point.
Yeah, I think so too. We had our first successful night after what looked like it wasn't going to be, so I'm pretty happy.
So I think the question to you before we stop is, what is the next objective? You've opened. Congratulations. What's next?
Information networks.
The place will more or less run.
Definitely information networks.
So just get a sense of who and where just across the quarter. A light sense, but one that stretches across the quarter.
Okay. How about that? Because I mean, the very light sense, I can just tell you, right? The
well, no, but like a
idea
persistent sense, right? So people on the intersections, listeners, friends
right.
with report, like it doesn't need to be something where we're really bearing down, but so that we
need to set up our networks. We need to make a start on that. We really
Right.
do. We need to make proper inroads into the human quarter too, so that we understand what's going on, and we can start setting up our black market.
But I think that is not really an objective. It's effectively, you spend a few days, you make a roll.
Right.
That's
I'm
trying to fish for something that I would think about preparation for the next
blackmail material.
Yeah, blackmailing.
On who?
Are we going to start on the guards, or are we going to?
Yeah.
I think we should start on the guards.
We need to start on the guards. Blackmail on the guards, so that if they come to us, we have something in our rear pockets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least a plan to make them ditch their mask.
Okay. Yep. You want to find blackmail on Captain What's Her Face.
Yeah.
We need to find a way of controlling that
deputy.
situation.
Right. Yes. Noelle Lacostra.
Yep. That face.
Cool. That is what I was looking for. Fantastic. Well, hopefully we will continue next week then.
Yay!
And get into more trouble.
Yay!